home. Since 2017, since joining the IFL, the Arizona Rattlers have appeared in the championship game, the United Bowl, every single season. But last year's stings in particular, as I bring in again my broadcast partner, Cedric Bonner, about ready to kick this thing off, Cedric. And I don't know, it's just got to hurt a lot looking back on this past season. The finish of 2021 is just so much unfinished business for the team.
Well, the finish of 2019 as well. So it was back-to-back championship games where they weren't able to get it done. But this is a proud franchise. You've got one of the greatest coaches in the history of any indoor football league. He understands how to reload, retool, get the guys motivated. He's got a great staff. They do a great job getting these guys ready. You see a lot of new faces with the Rattlers, and they like to turn it over, bring in a bunch of talent. But I tell you what, this Duke City Gladiator team right now, partner, Floyd, these guys are tired of the big brother down I-10. They don't want to lose to these guys. They're down I-40. They don't want to lose anymore to the Rattlers. They feel like it's their time. They're excited about it. Their season ended abruptly last year as well, just like the Rattlers did. They want something different.
In just a moment, we'll introduce the third member of our broadcast team. That is Joe Pequeno standing by. And on the field, the Rattlers are ready to give the ball to the Gladiators to start this one off in that high-power, high-octane Gladiators offense that they bring in from Albuquerque. And it's the Davises, right? Everything in their success comes back to what Nate Davis, the quarterback, and Delo Davis, the receiver, the runner, the return man, all the special things that he can do. And he is back deep to receive the kick from the Rattlers, Ernesto Lacayo. And we're going to get this thing going from the snake pit. The kick is away, and Delo Davis is going to get a returnable ball deep in the end zone. Here he comes, bringing it out the right side, and he'll get shoved into the dasher pad, into the wall near the 10-yard line, and we are officially underway with game number one and the opening game for both these two teams this season in the Indoor Football League. Floyd Simmons and Cedric Bonner here on the play-by-play call.
Tell you what, you're going to see a offense here that, much like the old arena football days, that likes to throw the football. You're going to run it a little bit, but not with the quarterback. The runs will come with Devontae Jackson out of the backfield. But this offense wants to throw the ball, push it down the field to different targets. The key for the Rattlers tonight is to stop the Davis boys.
All eyes on Delo Davis. He will be in the slot on the right side and gets his run up to the line of scrimmage, and Nate Davis will throw on first down. Quickly over the middle, and there's Delo. Fields it at the 23-yard line, and that is a first down, gain of 13 yards, and we're underway, everybody. The Gladiator offense and those ridiculous numbers that they put up last year. I mean, Nate Davis, I don't know how many records he erased, but he must have taken care of a few of those.
Yeah, phenomenal season for Nate. 86 touchdowns. I mean, the numbers were ridiculous. And then you look at what Delo Davis did, 31 receiving touchdowns. He was fantastic. You see him there with the ability to read zone coverage, finds a gap in the lane, and gets an easy completion.
Davis, the handoff. Contact, broken tackle, and inside the 10-yard line. Spun down with a nice gain on the play, and carrying the ball was Devontae Jackson.
And out of West Georgia, this young man, I live in the Denver area. He was a member of the Broncos in the preseason a couple years back, and I was like, why did this guy not make the team? He is explosive, extremely strong, and you look at his numbers size-wise, 5'7", 180, but he is much more powerful than 5'7", 180.
19-yard gain on his first carry of the evening here at the Snake Pit. And the Gladiators rolling right down the field on their opening possession. Clock says 12:57 remaining in the quarter. No score, and the first opportunity in the red zone. Davis looking. Now he'll try to check down left side. Decides he'll run instead, and he is brought down right at the 5-yard line. 3-yard pickup on the play for Nate Davis before the tackle is made. On that defensive side for the Arizona Rattlers, two names, of course, jump right off the page. Last year's league defensive player of the year, Dylan Winfrey, and his ridiculous interception numbers that he put up. It seems every time he turned around, he was taking one back the other way. And then, of course, previous to that, the guy that won the Defensive Player of the Year before that. Devontae Merriweather is on this defense.
Yeah, two very experienced guys, and that's great for communication, especially when you have some young defensive backs out there.
Devontae Jackson, the carry up the middle. He's going to cross the 3, maybe the 2-yard line before brought down, and a flag in the backfield on contact on Nate Davis, the quarterback. Looks like the guy that was back in the backfield with him was Trayvon Hill. And then a flag comes out where the contact was made.
Trayvon Hill.
Half the distance to the goal. Automatic, first down.
You heard the tail end of the call from the official.
Yeah, personal foul on Trayvon Hill, and that's not the way to make your coach happy. Now, listen, this kid plays extremely hard. He's talented, out of University of Miami. Explosive player. Started his career at Virginia Tech, but he is a great guy off the edge. When he learns to channel that energy, that emotion, it'll turn into some positive things for him on the field.
This opening possession has spent now almost 4 minutes moving up the field for the Gladiators. And they'll quick toss right side to Devontae Jackson. Cuts it up and into the end zone. That is a Gladiator touchdown. And they're going to get the scoring going tonight in Phoenix. Jackson capping it off, but the weapons on that Gladiator offense coming to the forefront as you saw Nate Davis deliver a pass to Dello Davis early on to move into or near Rattlers territory. And then Devontae Jackson handled the load from that point on.
Well, it's nothing against the tailback and the running back they had a year ago, but Devontae Jackson just brings a different kind of speed and burst and power, vision, all those things.
And by the way, here's what comes the other direction. Dylan Winfrey scooping up a blocked kick. That was right, I believe, in the back of the blocker. I don't believe that was as much a great play on special teams as it was a bad snap, maybe bad hold, and the kick just came out.
It had to be a bad hold because the way it came out, it literally came out 2 feet off the ground.
Well, the Rattlers were unable to return that for the point there, and that will bring us to a timeout in the action. 10:53 on the clock, first quarter. You are listening to and watching Arizona Rattlers football. Back to the Footprint Center, back to the Snake Pit right after this.
Unique adventures for the family. Creative Living showcases it all. Peek inside the kitchen at a local restaurant, preview popular travel destinations, or discover an exciting new hobby. Watch Creative Living Sunday, Monday, Thursday, and Saturday only on YourView and YourView.com. Creative Living. Imagine what you can do.
Getting the right loan with the best combination of service rates and fees isn't always as easy as pushing a button, particularly for people who don't fit the cookie-cutter approval process. The square pegs, the self-employed, recently divorced, less than perfect credit, steadfast hard workers. At Nova Home Loans, we work hard to deliver real loans to real people living real lives.
Special Dance to the Dome. Each week during the tournament, we'll assemble a panel of regional experts that follow your local teams all the way to the Final Four at the Dome. Highlights, predictions, interviews, and much, much more as we dance to the Dome on YourView.
Back into the Footprint Center, newly renamed last year here in downtown Phoenix. Also the home of the Phoenix Suns and the Phoenix Mercury. And here tonight, taken over by Rattler Nation. And a great crowd here to open the season with the Rattlers as they take on the Duke City Gladiators. Duke City in the last 2 matchups against Arizona did get out to early leads.
They did. Double-digit early leads, right? You get out of the gates early, but the one thing when you have number 1 on your team, Drew Powell, the reigning player of the year offensively, the MVP of the league.
I'd like him on my team. Look at this. It's picked up front, taken into the end zone, and Devontae Merriweather has the first points of the game for the Arizona Rattlers.
This is one of those, we're going to try to stuff it down your throat early on the road in your house. You try an onside here, that's a tough one.
Well, that's the epitome of risk-reward, isn't it, right there in that situation? The Rattlers make the Gladiators pay. Arizona's got their first points and tie the game here, 6-6. So now Ernesto Lacayo will try and give the team their first lead.
The positive thing is you keep Drew Powell off the field and not out running all over you.
Snap, the hold, Demery Croft holding for the Rattlers, and the kick is up. And the kick is good, and the Rattlers have taken their first lead of the game. 7-6, they lead at the 9:53 mark here in the first quarter. A perfect opportunity for us to bring in our third member of the broadcast team. He's down on the field. He's got the best seat in the house. That's Joe Pequeno. Hey, Joe, how are things?
Floyd, good evening. How are you? Good to be back with the team, and here we are in the glorious area after the big score by Devontae Merriweather, scooping and scoring on the onside kick. Now, throughout the season, throughout the telecast, we'll talk live to the players after big plays, and right now, Devontae Merriweather, if we could talk to him, we would. Right now, he's going to go back on kickoffs and go back on defense, but plenty from the field coming up in the course of the game.
All right, Joe, we're going to check in as soon as we can and find out Devontae's thoughts on his opportunity early on in the game.
And that's what's so unique about this game, right? Your stars are playing special teams. They're 21-man active roster. Guys got to go. They got to play special teams. They got to go where needed.
And that's an even stronger emphasis with Coach Guy and Jeff Jarnigan, the special teams coach, and that kind of mentality that the Rattlers have. If you aren't willing to step on the field on special teams, they're looking for another guy to fill that slot.
100%. Listen, Jeff Jarnigan's been doing this for a long time, and he's been doing it well for a long time. He's had a great career coaching, mentored some great young defensive linemen, as well as been a great special teams coach.
He knows the league, and he knows what he's doing, and here is Dello Davis bringing it out of the end zone to about the 10, maybe the 11-yard line. And the Gladiators go back on offense. We'll see Nate Davis and his guys come back out here on the turf at the Snake Pit. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for joining us for our broadcast coverage on radio on the Fanatic, AM 1580 across the valley. Also watching on the IFL's YouTube channel, and those of you watching us on Cox Cable, Cox Media, on your view. Thank you for joining us as we kick off the season with the Arizona Rattlers here tonight in downtown Phoenix. Well, this arena is, especially the last couple of seasons, seen a lot of success, a lot of victories, a lot of winning, and nobody represents that better than the Arizona Rattlers in the great season last year that got them into the championship game. Hoping again to return this year, of course, and we'll watch Nate Davis take the snap, throw deep down the middle. It's got a man wide open inside the 5, catch made, and Dello Davis beats Dylan Winfrey deep, and the Gladiators are on the board again. Well, Coach.
Well designed.
How to break down?
Well, you send somebody across the face of the safety. He jumps it. Leaves another defender on the trail of Dello Davis, which you can't do that with him. He's going to beat you. He's too quick, too fast. That's by design, a great play. Because you either take the crossing route or you take the deep route, whichever one. You allow the defender to tell you where to go with the ball. He did exactly that. And Nate Davis just continues to not be shy coming into this building and playing well.
He has a knack for getting the ball into the hands of that guy, number 0, and the combination gets into the end zone an awful lot, and they get their first hookup of the year. Here's a 2-point try. The catch is made on a diving attempt, and that'll be points to get it to a 7-point lead. I believe on the receiving end there was Devontae Jackson, if I'm not mistaken. Hauled that thing in, 2 points, and the score here, 14-7. The Gladiators on top of the Rattlers here. 7:58 on the clock, first period. We'll grab a timeout and be back with more in a moment. This is Arizona Rattlers football.
You should stop by for a visit. We're Casino Arizona. There's nothing like seeing friends again. We're your Casino Arizona.
Great googly moogly. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. How many times can I say oh yeah?
Back into Phoenix. Welcome back, everybody. It's Arizona Rattlers football. And the Rattlers will get the ball back here in just a moment, trailing 14-7. We haven't seen the Rattlers offense yet. We have played 7 minutes of football already. And how's Drew Powell feeling right now? Cedric, is Drew a little bit, it's been 7 minutes of football
like
game gone by.
Like a caged tiger, man. He's ready to go.
Hadn't had a chance to.
Trust me, the dude is a champ, literally.
Yeah.
And that's how he plays night in and night out. Not concerned about that young man.
The Gladiators with the squib. And that is going to go into the stands inside the 10-yard line. Jamal Miles trying to range over and scoop it up.
And we talked about this, the Rattlers' return game being so good that they rarely get opportunities to return it, to get a return because of all the squib kicks and things like that. It looks like they're a horrible return team by the numbers, but they don't get opportunities.
Let's throw it to Joe Pequeno down on the sideline before we get a first look at Drew Powell in the offense. Hey, Joe.
Floyd said, good evening. Drew Powell was so excited about this matchup. He had it marked on his calendar as soon as the schedule came out, and he's highly motivated after last year's United Bowl loss. He got to camp early, got in great shape, started working with new quarterbacks coach Chris Dixon. They worked on footwork. They worked on mechanics. By no means does Drew Powell come into this season, he is complacent, not whatsoever.
And I'll even take that a step further, Joe. You bring in a guy like Demery Croft, who's an up-and-coming rising star, as the backup. Competition. Iron sharpens iron, and that's what they did with the Rattlers. Drew is sharp as ever. And listen, Chris Dixon is one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play in the Indoor Football League. Multiple championships as a player. Great coach. He understands the game, and Drew will continue to thrive with him.
Rattlers began at their own 7-yard line. That was a 5-yard gain for Malik Williams on the Rattlers' first play from scrimmage here in the season. They'll go deep down the near sideline. That is picked off in the end zone. A touchback, and what a defensive play.
Roderick Chapman, and this ball right here is just thrown late. The route was won. Raheem Harvey was on top. The ball was thrown about 2 seconds too late. It needs to be out. You see, backside here, Chapman pressing, sitting there waiting. The ball's got to be up in the air earlier, and it's underthrown.
I was going to say, I feel like Drew's got a lot more in the tank on that throw.
Yeah, but 1 or 2 extra hitches up in the pocket, didn't need it. You've got enough arm strength. Flip your hips. You see the double down coverage by the 2 outside defenders. Throw that thing up over the top. Your guy or nobody.
So the Rattlers' opening possession lasts exactly 2 plays.
It's the same thing that happened to them last year. Tip ball interception.
And they're going to have to go to work on defense. Snap to Nate Davis. The Gladiators will loft one. That's over the head of Dello. Incomplete. Devontae Merriweather trying to stay with him in coverage. That is a tall order for sure for Devontae.
Well, that's a misread by Dello. Devontae's flattening out. Dello needs to carry that a little more vertical up the field. Got a face mask penalty. I see Devontae Jackson putting his helmet on.
Well, that's a 5-yard mark off and a apparently automatic first down for the Gladiators. They'll set up at their own 10-yard, just inside their own 10-yard line. Davis puts him in motion, and he'll quickly deliver to the right side. Dangerously so, and the pass is caught for a very modest gain. It looked like on the receiving end was Greg Dent, who made the catch, and a couple of yards to pick up on the play.
You just need a little bit better throw, more accurate throw so your guys can run with it. They're setting up the screen out to the right side. Good job of getting downhill by Merriweather. I'll tell you what, he reads and dissects what he's looking at extremely fast. Gets downhill, affects a ton of plays with his length, 6'2", 210. Playing the bandit position.
Motion from the left side of the formation this time. And this one picked off. Brought into Gladiator territory and a dive into the end zone. Coach Guy is asking for the touchdown signal. He gets it. That's Brandon Ezell, new on the roster this season with the Rattlers, who comes across with the pickoff, takes it up the left sideline, and the finish is points for Arizona.
The former San Jose State Spartan, paying dividends. He reads the dig route and jumps it. The receiver does a bad job of stopping. Greg Dent Jr. stops in the middle of that route. You cannot do that. Ezell comes downhill, picks it off, and is not satisfied with that. He wants points.
Well, how about this? A point after here from Ernesto Lacayo will tie the game at 14, and we will have played 11 minutes of football. That kick is up and good. So we're tied, 14 apiece, everybody. And the Arizona offense has run 2 plays, and they haven't put any points on the board. The Rattlers have special teams points, and that onside kick returned for touchdown by Devontae Merriweather, and now an interception returned for points on the board. If you are Coach Kevin Guy right now, you've got to like where you're at. Your offense has really not had a chance to even get their legs underneath them, and yet with your opponent scoring twice, you still have points of your own to match them in this game.
And you were concerned about how Kyrie Woods was going to, react, the local product, how Brandon Ezell was going to react in their first game. You've worked with him in practice. They've done a great job. You put them on the field. You trust them. Well, they come up big for you early. That's an incredible job of getting these young guys ready. But it helps to have 2 guys in the middle on that defense on the back end with Winfrey and Merriweather to help get those young guys in the right spots. But they're paying dividends now. You know the offense is going to come around.
Kyrie Woods, by the way, great name mentioned there. He's got a great story here. He's a high school athlete in Arizona, and we'll touch on his story here in just a little bit. 4 minutes and 2 seconds on the clock here in this first quarter. Welcome in, Rattler Nation. Hope that you're ready for a big season, and Arizona has, in my opinion, reloaded. Might even be a better football team, more talented.
Overall, I believe younger and possibly more talented.
Here's a high kickoff from Lacayo. It's fielded 3 yards deep. Davis gets a block here on the near side, and he'll struggle out to the 10, just past the 10-yard line. And that was not Davis on the return. Pardon me on that. That was Roderick Chapman who brought it out for the Gladiators. Now, do we concern ourselves with that? No, I don't think so. There's Dello coming back on the field. Well, listen, I had a chance to just chat briefly with Dello Davis before the game. Respectful, just a great young man. And it's fun to cheer for him. And I don't care who your team is. We're obviously the broadcast team for the Arizona Rattlers, but when you see a guy like that out there, you can't help but just be delighted every time he walks on the field.
He reminds me of the old offensive specialist I had back when I played. Small guy, 5'8", 165, and they might be giving him a few pounds, but he just finds a way to get open, run great routes, and makes things happen.
Handoff goes up the middle, and that is a nice job to slip the first line, and then after getting into the secondary, Jackson gets brought down just out across the 20-yard line.
That's the dynamic difference right there for the Gladiators. Devontae Jackson is special.
Well, it's a pretty complete team as far as the weapons go. And the Gladiators prove that week in and week out. They did last year in their inaugural campaign, competing in the IFL. They did that with regularity. Here's the snap to Nate Jackson, and the, I think, unintentional back shoulder fade will produce points. Greg Dent stepped back as the defender overplayed, hauled it in. He's in the end zone. That's a Gladiator touchdown.
Well, look, you lose your technique here. Watch Ezel peek back for the ball. He doesn't stay attached, but when he looks back, he loses the receiver, who did a nice job. Greg Dent Jr. did a nice job. He just got on him on the last drive for stopping on his route. But he does a nice job to uncover, come back, and go get 6 points.
Point after this time is up and good for the Gladiators with a minute 53 remaining here in the first quarter. And Duke City goes in front 21-14. We grab a timeout. Back here to the Snake Pit in just a moment, everybody. More Arizona Rattlers football on the way.
Latina artist in Miami. She wouldn't be electrifying the crowd in sold-out shows around the world. That's the fighting spirit. That's what makes a lion. Modelo, root for those with a fighting spirit.
Hey, Hoops fans, Victor Howell here, host for the NCAA Tournament Special Dance to the Dome. Each week during the tournament, we'll assemble a panel of regional experts that follow your local teams all the way to the Final Four at the Dome. Highlights, predictions, interviews, and much, much more as we dance to the Dome on your view.
Ready for a change of course? Discover a desert oasis studded with greens. Tee off into narrow canyons or go long on wide open fairways. With a storied golf history and a long list of courses designed by the greats of the game, your perfect golf getaway is right here in Tucson, Arizona. Find out more at visittucson.org/golf.
The Gladiators will give Arizona a chance, and we'll see if the Rattlers can put together their first sustained possession here in the game. 21-14. Duke City in front of Arizona here in this IFL opener for the season. And this liner is off toward that far side wall. Picked up, scooped up, and Ezel, who scoops it up, gets knocked down in a hurry. Tackle made at about the 11-yard line. It'll be first down for Drew Powell, the reigning and two consecutive league most valuable player awards for Drew. And this is a league that has shown a lot of respect for his entire arsenal of weaponry, because nobody runs like Drew. Certainly no quarterback does, and he throws the ball well as well.
He does a nice job doing all the above, but I think the biggest thing about him is he is a competitor.
And he'll run on first down. Straight up the middle, you saw him break a tackle. Another one, he's across the 20, and he'll lower the shoulder to the 16-yard line. The tackle eventually made for Duke City by Roderick Chapman, and there's a great indicator of the kind of running that you get to see every night when you watch Drew Powell take snaps.
He is not a good runner, not a great runner. He is an elite runner with the ball in his hands. And it doesn't matter who you are. He could put you in a mixer out in space, or he'll do that and try and finish you off with power. He is an elite runner.
And yet a quarterback. And that the two, to me, just don't seem to be able to make a lot of sense together, but he puts it together in terrific fashion. Here's the snap. And on the speed give to the near side, that is Malik Williams carrying the ball, and he'll be stopped shy of a first down. Line of scrimmage was the 16-yard line. It looks like they'll put him at about the 8. So give him an 8-yard gain on that first down as the Rattlers trailing 7 here in the final seconds of the first quarter. We're down to 12 seconds, and I don't know if the Rattlers will actually get a play. Well, they're going to get one off, I think, right here. 7 seconds. Motion to the line. Final play of the quarter. This one is going to be thrown out in front of Jamal Miles. Incomplete as we wrap up this first quarter. Here in Phoenix, everybody, the home of the Arizona Rattlers, the Snake Pit, and a great start to this rematch of last year's semifinal. It's Duke City 21, Arizona 14. We're back with the second quarter here and more Arizona Rattlers football.
Every body is different. Some get injured while others wear down. At Ortho Arizona, your unique condition is at the center of what we do. With over 20 locations and 70 physicians in the Valley, we offer orthopedic procedures, therapy, and athletic performance for the most important reason of all, getting you back to an active, pain-free life. Ortho Arizona, your destination for quality orthopedic care since 1994.
Getting the right loan with the best combination of service rates and fees isn't always as easy as pushing a button, particularly for people who don't fit the cookie-cutter approval process. The square pegs, the self-employed, recently divorced, less than perfect credit, steadfast hard workers. At Nova Home Loans, we work hard to deliver real loans to real people living real lives. Nova Home Loans. Together, we've got this.
Right there, great look at the Sidewinders. Are they not the best cheerleading crew in the entire IFL? I would say they are. Great work, ladies. Welcome back, everybody. Our score here, Duke City 21, Arizona 14, as we return to the action and get the second quarter underway. Arizona Rattlers football from downtown Phoenix, and we're thrilled to have you along, whether you're part of Rattlers Nation. And we thank you, folks. Maybe you're watching back home.
Gladiator Nation.
I'm just saying, if you're watching back home in Albuquerque, thank you for joining us as well. Here's the ball dropped on the ground, picked up. And look at Drew Powell keep it alive. Turns and wings one into the second row out there. Somebody's got a souvenir. That ball incomplete.
That's a good job by Drew. I mean, he could have sat there and tried to make a play, force a play, and take on 4 defenders, but that's the quickest way to try to get Demery Croft in the game. He makes a smart decision here, turns and whips it out of bounds. But watch when he turns back to the line. There's like 4 defenders there, and I've seen him get out of some sticky jams, but that's being smart, taking care of your body right there.
So big fourth down play, fourth and just better than 2 yards. That's a pitch to Jamal Miles, and Jamal takes it inside the 5, picks up that first down with ease. A 6-yard gain with a marker down behind the play, so that we'll have to check on.
Illegal defense. Duke City, nose guard is out of his stance at the snap. That penalty is declined. Result of play, first down.
You have to have your hand in the ground. Watch right in the center of the screen, right over the center. Right there, he jumps a little bit early. Gets his hand up, it's on Ferdinand. That's a good job of using the hard count by Drew Powell.
Net result of the play is a first and goal for the Rattlers. They are parked at the Gladiators' 2-yard line. Motion, Miles comes left to right, but they're going to give it to Malik Williams. And Malik is trying to stretch into the end zone, and he does. The indicator is the first offensive touchdown of the season for the Arizona Rattlers.
Tell you what, great finish, but Drew Powell having a hard time. Keelan Ferdinand is really getting off the football, giving McMeans a hard time. So he's taking a power step back. Watch, and Drew's getting stepped on, trying to get out of there. He's got to get out of there a little bit quick, get his feet out. Don't leave your back foot in the hole. I mean, that disaster averted there.
Lacayo to come on and try to tack on the point after, tie this game for a third time today if you count 0-0. That's going to hit the upright, and it's going to deflect back onto the field. That is no good. Kick just off the mark for the Rattlers, and our score will stay at 21-20. Duke City in front of the Arizona Rattlers. These teams, in the short existence of the Gladiators organization, have seen each other 3 times. Played once in Albuquerque last year, played twice here in Phoenix. And the Gladiators showed some terrific potential for sure, and matched Arizona step for step a lot of the way. But when the Rattlers turn it on you, I'm telling you, they make it tough, and that's what the Gladiators are going to hope to stay out of in this 60-minute showdown. Let's throw it down on the field. Joe Pequeno has something for us. Hey,
Thank
Joe.
you, Floyd. Here with new Arizona Rattler Malik Williams, who scored in that short touchdown run. Malik, talk me through the play.
Yeah, 27 outside run. Saw a couple guys overflow, so I cut it back up. So, yeah.
How exciting is it to be with this franchise and playing in a game like this with 2 heavyweights going at it?
Oh, it's so exciting, you know. First year in the NFL.
Good evening, hockey fans. Welcome back to the Outpost Ice Arenas for night 2. Shreveport Mudbugs, New Mexico Ice Wolves. Jason Thomas, Dan Webster, Dan.
A lot of competition.
Last night got a little stressful there at the end.
His first touchdown as an Arizona Rattler.
Gato ties it, .9 left. Bentley.
Yeah, I want to make sure that people heard that.
.9. 0.9 in the game.
That's not going to be his last.
Insanity. And then, you know, down to your last shootout
if you
shooter.
heard some of the
Dylan Bentley, the captain, loves those clutch situations. Buries it on one of the nicest goals in the shootout we've seen all season.
Pretty happy to have him.
Yeah.
Benny Halaz comes up big in the next round.
The team
who else? Wilmer Svensson. He's been quite on the tear the last 2 weekends.
Wilmer Svensson is not a player that is flashy. You're not going to, you know, we don't see a whole lot of him, but he has probably got the best.
For over 115 years, Wright's Gallery has been bringing handmade, one-of-a-kind, authentic Native American art directly from the artist to your home in the beautiful land of enchantment.
That shot was so quick. He has such an incredible shot. I tell you, the University of Mass Lowell is going to be very pleased to have Dylan Bentley on their squad next year.
Wright's Gallery in Albuquerque since 1907.
And the future ones to come. I know we might have a few college scouts here in attendance tonight, just maybe, Dan?
I actually met one. He came up and he said, where do I get that lineup that I was using to prepare for the game? And I said, well, it's not available to the public. He said, I'm a scout. I need it. So he went downstairs to the office, got a lineup. He's here. He's looking. I said, we got some pretty good players on this team. And he said, that's why I'm here.
We're looking young.
I knew they'd be rolling in anytime, and of course, here they are already.
Golfers want up to 40% reduced resistance through the sand, the rough, even tight lies. Only with ProTouch Golf Wedges' patented Soul Channel design, you can take a regular stance, aim straight at the pin, and save strokes. ProTouch Wedges conforms to USGA rules and gives you the rake effect. See it and feel it yourself by ordering your ProTouch sand wedge for just $99. That's $50 off. A 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to ProTouchGolf.tv.
Want to throw the best party of your entire life? ABQ Golf Games will bring the arcade to you. We guarantee more high fives and thumbs up than any party you've ever thrown. Impress your puppet friends. Bring ABQ Golf Games to your next birthday, corporate party, wedding, divorce.
Dylan Bentley, the captain, loves those clutch situations. Buries it on one of the nicest goals in the shootout we've seen all season.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Benny Halaz comes up big in the next round, and who else? Wilmer Svensson. He's been quite on the tear the last 2 weekends.
Wilmer Svensson is not a player that is flashy.
For over 115 years, Wright's Gallery has been bringing handmade, one-of-a-kind, authentic Native American art directly from the artist to your home in the beautiful land of enchantment.
That player is just amazing. But going back to the Dylan Bentley that kept us in the shootout.
Wright's Gallery in Albuquerque since 1907.
he has such an incredible shot. I tell you, the University of Mass Lowell is going to be very pleased to have Dylan Bentley on their squad next year.
Sure, congratulations to Dylan Bentley on his commitment as well as the other guys. And the future ones to come. I know we might have a few college scouts here in attendance tonight, just maybe, Dan?
I actually met one. He came up and he said, where do I get that lineup that I was using to prepare for the game? And I said,
Golfers want up to 40% reduced resistance through the sand, the rough, even tight lies? Only with Pro Touch Golf Wedges' patented sold channel design, you can take a regular stance, aim straight at the pin, and save strokes. Pro Touch Wedges conforms to USGA rules and gives you the rake effect. See it and feel it yourself by ordering your Pro Touch sand wedge for just $99. That's $50 off. A 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to protouchgolf.tv.
Owned and operated by a disabled veteran. Visit abqgolfagames.com or give us a call at 505-709-8581.
Great leadership in our locker room. You know, we got just enough vets that we have that leadership, but we brought in a lot of new guys. You know, the last 2 years we haven't won the championship. We got beaten the championship game, and you know, we felt like it was time to turn the roster over a little bit and bring in some new blood. And you know, but we got great leadership in our locker room, and you know, we're going to ride them.
And Coach Guy, a rematch of the semi.